Hello, everybody. Welcome to day 56. Wow, all of this body work that I'm doing, all of this yoga that I'm doing is really intensifying my meditations. Today, actually, yesterday in my meditation, I was shown what was happening, why I was feeling stuck, why I was feeling so much energy, but yet I was feeling heavy, right? I was feeling just kind of like nothing was happening. Here's what was happening. So when we're meditating, when we're really open, we can feel our crown open, we can feel that we're very receiving, and we can feel that we're taking in a lot of energy. And I was doing that, and I was bringing in more and more energy, but this energy was just kind of like stacking up, and it really didn't have anywhere to go, so it just kind of was stacking up, and I could feel pressure on my crown, like the energy just didn't have anywhere to go anymore. And because the energy wasn't moving, that's why I was feeling so stuck and heavy and kind of just tired and lethargic. So what the yoga did and what working with the body has done is it's really allowed this all the stuck energy to start moving. So now it's moving everywhere in my body. And this has caused a lot to happen. First off, I feel like it's really activated the intelligence in the body because there's so many maps and like codes and just so much of this dormant intelligence in the body, and this is really where so much of, you could call it New Earth, you could call it our divine intelligence. This is where so much evolution happens in the body, and I'm like feeling that. I'm feeling more connected to all of this intelligence that is available in these vessels, in these conduits. And the other thing that's happening is because now this energy is moving, it's flowing, now there's more space for even more energy to come in. So because I've got this energy flowing now and it's not stuck, now I can actually have more energetic openings. And that's what happened yesterday in my meditation. I had a really powerful crown chakra opening, and it's interesting because when we think of big crown chakra openings or any type of energetic opening, sometimes we can associate that with just the bliss and the pleasure and like just the the warmth that I'm feeling right now. But right when it happened, it was really intense. Like I had so much burning, and I'm sure if you're watching this, you could probably relate on some level. When you have an opening and it's so strong, but you still don't want to ask your guides for help, you don't want to ask for a lessening of the opening because you know how much it's helping you evolve and grow, and you just want to keep letting it happen, and you know it's helping you to surrender deeper. And that's where I was yesterday. It was really strong for a minute there, and these openings, these energetic openings, they can get so strong that they can scare the thinking mind, that they can scare the mind, and that's what was happening. It was like just a lot of energy. And so I went into some grounding yin yoga, and I did that for 45 minutes while I was having this opening. And the yin yoga was so helpful because I feel like it accelerated the processing of the karma that was being brought forth by the opening. So a lot of times when we have an energetic opening, it's beautiful because so much more energy comes in and realizations and light. But like we know, it also brings up some of that karma and that unconsciousness for you to see, or these feelings and energies that have been laying dormant that now come up for you to feel. And that's what I was feeling in yin yoga. I was feeling like this searing, burning hot anger, like just this rage is coming up through my body in yin yoga. And for a few moments there, it felt really just like too much anger, too overwhelming. But I stayed with it. I breathed through it. I did have to break a pose here and there to kind of like come out of it, but then I would go back into it and just breathe and breathe through it. And then last night, as that started integrating, as that anger started transmuting, oh my gosh, I felt like, and I still feel, I'm like in this heavenly body of just energy is just flowing, and It's so amazing when our bodies feel this good as mine feels right now. We don't really need realizations anymore. And we realized we were only looking for realizations through the mind. It was the mind that needed a realization about life. Like so many times in my meditations, I would ask, what kind of realization am I going to have today to share with people? Or the mind would say, what if I don't get a realization out of this meditation and I have nothing to share? It's something like that. That's the nature of the mind, you know? Like the mind always is thinking it's not enough. Things are not enough. We must need more. Nice. Welcome to the video. So, that's funny how the mind is always seeking that realization. But when the body feels so good, we really, we don't need a realization anymore. And because we don't need a realization anymore, that's when they start flooding in. And it becomes something where we're in meditation and we're like seeking a realization to when the body feels this good and this open and this activated and we can just feel the intelligence of the body, the divinity of the body. The meditation, we realize we just become a realization. Like we are the realization. So that's what I am today. I am the realization of life. I'm not seeking a realization. And this is what activating the body can do. It can give you that knowing that I am the realization, and that anything you want to know is found in the body. And to look into the body and to work with the body rather than always going to the mind, you know? Because when I was just going to the mind and just sitting and not, hey buddy, and not working with the, I'll just show you him. He must want to be on camera today. Did you want to be on camera? Is that all you wanted? You just wanted a little attention? This is Bippity. He's a pretty sweet guy. Except for when he runs into the camera, huh, buddy? I noticed, so when I'm sitting in silence and just listening to the silence without doing complementary body work, like yoga or working out, or I'm sure there's a lot of others you could think of, but I noticed that it becomes more of just from here up, you know, and I can feel into the body while I'm meditating, yes, and it can help bring me into my heart, of course, but it becomes more of just a third eye in the crown, and that's what I was realizing today. I had all this energy I was bringing in, which is beautiful, but it's the body work that allows this energy to go where it needs to go to activate the cells and the DNA and all of the things and all the intelligence in the body. And when that's happening, when we've brought a lot of energy in and when we're moving it and it's going where it needs to go, wow, life feels just like harmony. First of all, life moves a lot faster. Just the days have been just going by. Also, there's this love for the present moment. Like when you feel so good in your body like I do now, there's no need to get anywhere else. There's nothing out here that you feel, everything just feels good and you just want to share. And to do anything, it's just for like the joy of it, you know, just for the simplicity of it. And that's the other thing I'm realizing, it's just the simple. Life is very dynamic and more, you know, there's just more available, but it does have a simplicity to it, just like the simple state of being. So, yeah, just some thoughts I wanted to share with you guys of what I'm experiencing. I think this is, you know, I said to a friend yesterday, I've had another shift, like life has changed again. Like, I've found this movement of, I can now sit for 2 hours or more every day and really bring in life, really open and really receive. And now pairing that with body work and allowing that energy to move is really something I've hit on here that I'm so excited to explore deeply and to see where it takes me on this awakening journey and to see what comes up for me to share with you guys. I feel like it's like, you know, and also here's that's the movement, and then I want to share a metaphor. The movement is bring in the light and then move it. Work with the body. We must work with this body. We must get this body activated, guys. And that's the number one thing I want to say. And here's a metaphor I'll leave you, or an analogy, something I want to leave you on that came to me in meditation. So if we're like more of a yin tilted person like me, and we get to be too sedentary, too in the movement of just, yin, it's just being really just open to receiving. This is how I understand it. This is my thing. You might go read something different about it, but for the purposes of this example, what came to me, if we get too kind of, we'll just say, stuck there, and we don't balance with any yang at all, I've done this a lot on the path, we can start to feel really like we're not making progress, like we're just kind of stagnating. Like, life can become very peaceful and very warm, and it can feel, pretty good, but we can start to feel stuck. And the same with yang. If you get too yang, you might start getting so much done and everything, but you're not going to make any real progress if you don't balance it with the intelligence and the wisdom of yin, because yin can take you, into the receiving mode. It can allow wisdom and insight to come in. It can allow for that more subtle intelligence, where yang is like, really assertive and getting things done and movement, and so if you're just yang and you don't balance it with any of the yin, you're not going to get really, first of all, you're not going to feel a lot of progress or get a lot of good results. And the same is true with yin. If you have all of this, wisdom and receiving, but you're not balancing it with, some of this action, you're just going to feel like you're not making progress. So the key is to really bring in the opposite of what you naturally are, just enough to really accentuate and, really like, what's that word? Highlight your natural gifts, your natural, whatever. So like, it's not important whether you're more yin tinted or more yang tinted. It's important that you be what you are. So if you're more yin, but you're trying to be more yang, that's going to not feel that good. And if you're more of a yang person, but you're trying to be more yin because you feel like that's what you should be or something, that's not going to feel good. Like if you're more yin, just be a little bit more of that, but bring in the right amount of yang, and then life will move really fast. Your awakening process will move faster, and life will just feel better. And the same with yang. If you're more yang, be that, but just bring in just enough yin, and you'll notice how it really, propels your yang energy, and how it makes it connects you to your yang energy even more. And that's what I'm noticing with being more yin, is when I bring in just enough yang, just enough movement and working with the body, I can just sink deeply into my yin, go even deeper into receiving and into allowing and into being. Like I said, my beingness, my meditations now have so much more intensity and just a lot more, it feels like there's just more growth happening. And it's because I've brought in more yang into my life. So it's really even, highlighted the yin even more. And that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to really accentuate and unearth and, highlight our talents, our natural movement. So that's the video today. These guys. It's so nice here. This is Boppity. He's our big cat. Oh, are you camera shy? He's a little bit more shy, but yeah, they're really happy about spring weather all over the place. This video might have been all over the place, quite honestly. These are just new things coming into me, It takes a while for me to be able to say them really crystal clear and clearly, so I kind of actually just forgot about everything I just talked about in a way, so I hope that this was helpful. Yeah, I feel great, so, oh God, here we go. Right, I love you guys. Day 56, namaste.